AITA for refusing to sign my employer's NDA after a colleague died on site, and they tried to cover it up. A man I worked with for 3 years died on a job site. 48 hours later, HR called me into a room and put a non-disclosure agreement in front of me. I was the only witness. I want to be careful here because there are legal proceedings still ongoing, and there are people whose privacy I need to protect, including the family of the man who died. I will tell this story with those boundaries in mind. I have worked in construction project management for 11 years. The company I worked for was mid-sized, privately owned, with a reasonable reputation. I had been there for 4 years. A colleague, I will call him Dean, died on a job site in September. He was 41 years old. He had 2 children. He had been working on the site for 6 weeks and had raised a safety concern with site management approximately 3 weeks prior to his death. I know this because I was in the meeting when he raised it. The concern was about the loading and stability of a specific structure. The site manager had acknowledged it and said it would be reviewed. It was not reviewed, or if it was, no action was taken that Dean or I were made aware of. I was on site when the accident happened. I am not going to describe it. I want you to know only that I was there and that what I saw directly informed what I did next. 48 hours after Dean died, I was called into a meeting with HR and a company solicitor. They were sympathetic. They said the company was devastated. They said they wanted to support all employees through this difficult time. Then they put an NDA in front of me. The NDA asked me to agree not to discuss the circumstances of the accident, any safety concerns raised prior to it, or any conversations I had been party to regarding site conditions. With anyone outside a defined list of approved parties, I read it carefully. I did not sign it. I asked for 48 hours to review it with my own solicitor. They said that was fine. Over the following 48 hours, I contacted Dean's wife. I told her what I had witnessed at the meeting 3 weeks before his death. I told her about the safety concern he had raised. I told her that I had been asked to sign a document that would restrict my ability to speak about these matters. I told her she should speak to a solicitor. I did not sign the NDA. I was made redundant 6 weeks later. Am I the asshole? Update, 8 months later. Dean's family brought a civil claim. I gave a formal witness statement. The company's legal position was significantly weakened by the existence of the meeting notes from 3 weeks prior, notes which, I was told by the family's solicitor, the company had argued were non-existent until they surfaced through the disclosure process. The case settled. I cannot discuss the terms of the settlement. I was made redundant with a payment that my own solicitor described as at the higher end of what they could reasonably justify. I believe this was not a coincidence. I am employed elsewhere now. The job is different, but the work is similar. On my first week, I attended a site safety briefing, and the project manager running it said something that I have thought about many times since. He said that the most important person in a safety briefing is the person who raises the concern no one wants to hear, and that his job was to make sure that person was protected when they did. I thought about Dean. I thought about Dean raising his hand 3 weeks before he died. I left the briefing and I sat in my car and I cried, which I had not fully done since September. I would not sign that NDA today. I would not have signed it then. There is no version of events in which I sign that document. NTA or ITA, would you have signed it? Comment below.